mwaka wa 2024 uguturwo rikiririkano kuria Kenya kumana na maundu maria marahanekire. Ni mwaka uria kurekikire maundu na iondo citari cionekana na angikorwo cionekanite miaka ya tene mbere ya ruciaro rwa Gen Z na ruria ruinainitie thirikari na bururi. Ni mwaka uria andu a kirima maronekire kugaruka thirikari o iria maikirie kura na njira nene kurumirira kwagurwo kwa Rigathi wa Gachagua kuma gituro-ini giake kia munini wa mutongoria wa bururi. Chief Sha Adani Dudu ya minista kugarurwo maita meri, mutongoria mung'ethaniro kureho thirikari-ini, unyitani migwate, ngucanĩrio cia muhothi gatagati ga thirikari na kanitha no mamwe ma maria mareyumĩririe mwaka-ini wa 2024. Nyitanĩra naniĩ Peter Pass kugereka gabiru mwaka wa 2024 tabarĩra-inĩ ĩno ya mwanya.
I want to say to all of us, asanteni sana. I know we will be here for a while as we wait for midnight. Welcome to this celebration and my very best wishes in 2024. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Nĩ ndũmĩrĩri ya mũtongoria wa bũrũri akĩendithĩria Kenya mwaka mwerũ wa 2024 wĩyũirwo nĩ gĩkeno. Bũrũri mĩeri ya mbere ũkĩoneka gũthiĩ na mbere wega na o mũndũ akĩĩgwatĩra na kuga ũyũ nĩ mwaka wakwa. O ta mũtugo, mweri wa gatandatũ o mwaka thirikari nĩ yendekithagia mogarũrũku harĩ ũngania wa kĩgĩna kĩa ũkũria wa bũrũri. Mendekithia ma mwaka wa 2024 na marĩa matemanĩtio mbere ya mbunge ya gĩbũrũri makĩonekana kũreganwo namo nĩ mũingĩ nĩ kĩrĩa matetagia atĩ nĩ kũmahinyĩrĩria.
Telling William Ruto, if you continue imposing taxes against the hustlers whom you swore to protect, time is coming that we are going to lead a serious revolution against your government. And we are going to make sure that we get you out of that office.
Tunakufa, hatuwezi afford kula mara tatu kwa siku. Ruto. Hatukuli mara tatu. Sasa faida gani tuna respect Ruto? Ruto aende. Ruto go.
Ambunge monekire gwĩkĩra matũ mbamba na kũhĩtũkia ndereti ĩyo, ũndũ ũrĩa wakiririe marakara ma mũingĩ kũrĩa mbeũ njĩthĩ a rũciaro rwa Gen Z maumũrũrũkire na kũrũrũngana nginya ciikaro-inĩ cia mbunge. Mweri 25 June ũgũtũũrwo nĩ mũthenya wa kĩririkano kuona mbeũ njĩthĩ kĩheri kuma kona ciothe cia bũrũri na arĩa matetagia thirikari nĩ mekorire haceke makĩhũrwo na tear gas, rithathi, gũikio ngono na angĩ kũnyitwo mĩgwate, amwe makĩonekana marĩ orage na angĩ kaimana matĩkonekane. Amwe arĩa mekorire haceke mĩrũrũngano-inĩ ĩno nĩ andĩki a mohoro. Gũkũ mwandiki wa mohoro wa Njeri wa Kariuki akihũrwo rithathi na kũgurario, ũndũ ũrĩa wacũngĩrĩirie andĩki a mohoro guothe bũrũri-inĩ kumũrũrũka na kũmenereria honge cia ũgitĩri makiuga nĩ ciagarũkĩte ihoto cia andĩki a mohoro.
The Kenya Media Sector Working Group is a partnership of media professionals, association and stakeholders. Today, we have appropriated our rights as citizens and professionals to gather and express our anger over police brutality against journalists, threats to shut media houses and other primitive strategies by state organs and agencies, politicians and their hymn bent on curtailing the hard-won freedom of expression and media.
Police against media. I don't know why today police are misbehaving. I don't understand why.
K24's Joel Chacha, while reporting on today's protests in the CBD, was hit by a tear gas canister on his leg. It took colleagues' effort to carry him to the nearest health facility for treatment. And on Waiyaki Way, Ezekiel Kariuki was driving through a crowd of protesters, ferrying reporters, when protesters began pelting stones at the car he was driving, breaking the windshield that landed on his face, leaving him with a deep cut above his eye. Kariuki was rushed to Avenue Hospital, where he is still receiving treatment. To this end, journalists have been urged to be more vigilant while on duty, considering that there are goons masquerading as protesters, even as police have been called upon to protect journalists. Apart from journalists, there are police officers who are also injured in the line of duty.
Is only one. We want whoever did that, because it's well known, afutwe kazi, because we don't want a transfer. If he will be transferred, he might come and kill others. We are lucky that she is alive. What will happen tomorrow? We demand. It is not the first case. She was not demonstrating. She is not a criminal.
Sema hivi, kuna ambao wanatusimamia ambao ni na Media Council of Kenya, ambao sisi kama journalist tuna renew hiyo ID every year, na hatuoni wakifanya jambo. Wanasimama tu, wanaongea, wanasimama tu. Sisi wenyewe na kamera zetu na mikrofoni zetu tunawaangaza na tunasema tu wamesema. Kwa nini wasifanye kitendo sahihi? Na then tunasema hivi, huyo polisi si ati ahamishwe kutoka Nakuru County ati apelekwe county nyingine, si ataenda kuwa journalist mwingine hiyo county. Tunasema sisi wenyewe tuende na kamera zetu kwa koti yenye atapelekwa, we cover him as afungwe na aende.
Policemen are targeting journalists while they are working. We also demand that the government cracks its whip on those police rotten eggs in the police service, either remove them, and also we want them prosecuted. In the case of Wanjeri, that policeman, because we understand he is known, we want him dismissed and also charged with attempted murder. Wanjeri is one of us from Kiambu because she comes from Dumberi. So our case, we demand, like Vikunga, my colleague said, we also demand our media organizations like MCK, KUJ and others, not only to issue statements, but also to...
Mirũngano ĩno nĩ yacũngĩrĩirie Inspector General wa borithi Japhet Koome kwĩyeheria na ndundu ya minister gũbunjwo nĩ President.
I have today, in line with the powers given to me by Article 1521 and 1525B of the Constitution and Sections 134 Sections 12 of the Office of the Attorney General's Act decided to dismiss with immediate effect all the cabinet secretaries and Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya, of the Cabinet of Kenya, except the Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs. And of course, the Office of the Deputy President is not affected in any way.
Na kuri ni mwihoko wa atongoria kurehwo ndundu-ini ya Minister President Ruto ahimbiirie mug'ethaniro na kugathika atongoria amwe a kiama kia ODM ndundu-ini yake ya Minister na kuba thirikari ya broad-based government.
At the same time, Raila Odinga's Orange Democratic Movement has elevated Suna East MP Junet Mohammed to the position of minority leader in the National Assembly, replacing Opiyo Wandayi, who has been picked as a cabinet nominee. Now, Suba North lawmaker Millie Odhiambo takes up the whip position. ODM Central Committee meeting resolved to quickly fill the vacant positions of the party left behind following the resignation of top party officials who joined the government. We get more from our very own Stephen Litto.
This was their last bite of the orange. Ali Hassan Joho, Wycliffe Oparanya, Opiyo Wandayi, John Mbadi and Beatrice Askul, who joined ODM Party's Central Committee meeting, where they tendered their resignation awaiting their vetting starting Thursday.
That the party has officially released its officials who were recently tapped by President William Ruto for national duty as cabinet secretaries. I confirm that I have received the resignations of the Honorable John Mbadi as the national chairperson of ODM, the Honorable Opiyo Wandayi as the Secretary for Political Affairs, His Excellency Wycliffe Oparanya, and Honorable Hassan Ali Joho as Deputy Party Leaders of the party, and lastly, Beatrice Askul Moe, who has resigned today as a member of the party's Elections Committee.
The party also made changes to the parliamentary leadership, with Suna East lawmaker Junet Mohammed now taking up the minority leader position in the National Assembly, while Suba North legislator Millie Odhiambo Mabona becomes the new minority whip if ratified by the Azimio parliamentary group. Saboti Member of Parliament Caleb Amisi replaces John Mbadi in the Powerful Public Accounts Committee, becoming the new audit boss in the National Assembly. With the exit of the party's top brass, Orange House is seeking them, with the race for the positions already at the fever pitch. The battle to replace the two deputy party leaders has attracted Mombasa Governor Abdul Samad Sharif Nasir, Kisii Governor Simba Arati, and Homa Bay Governor Gladys Nyasuna Wanga. While Swamad is seeking to solidify his coastal support, Gladys Wanga and Simba Arati are squaring it out, both being Raila Odinga's loyalists from Nyanza region.
Undu uyu wonekire tari wa kuhoreria marakara ma muingi. Indi marakara maya makioya mwerekera mweru na kwerekerio nenda-ini cia ukinyaniria. Kurumirira ndogo ya President William Ruto na uria wari mutongoria wa mung'ethaniro Raila Odinga ni kuhotithirie Raila kuonerera mito yake ya kuhuranira wikariri giti wa kanju ya Africa kana African Union.
After that, we are going to be launching the Raila Odinga for AUC chairmanship website. Makofi.
Oho ndugu ino nioragire mung'ethaniro na kuria mathakarwa Kalonzo Musyoka, Jeremiah Kioni, Eugene Wamalwa gathagati ka atongoria angi a Azimio matigirwo heho-ini ya kiuteti. Matuku matanathianga Mwengi Mutuse agitemania ndereti bunge-ini ya bururi ya kuhagura Rigathi Gachagua kuma gituro-ini kia munini wa mutongoria wa bururi. Ni ndereti iria yanyitirwo mbaru na njira nene ni ya bunge hamwe na maseneta na ukinyaniria kuinukio kwa Gachagua na gituro giake githukirwo Kithure Kindiki.
Kenya Limited is a local.
I've asked you, was it a bidder for this tender?
It is a local representative.
Is it a bidder for this tender? By the way, let me now ask you basic questions. Do you know the meaning of the word bidder?
Honorable Mutuse. It is not a bidder.
Yeah, we make progress. We respond, we make progress.
If you have just joined our live broadcast, The breaking news that is in is that Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua tonight stands impeached, making history as the first sitting deputy president to be impeached by both houses of parliament. He was facing 11 counts, and they have voted on one. Well, they're voting on the second or the third one by now. But the threshold that is required is that he only needs to be found guilty of one count. And that was the very first count, charge 1, gross violation of the Constitution. And 53 senators voted on the first count that he has been charged with, thereby impeaching the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
May I invite Thank you, Your Excellencies. You may now...
Excellency, I'm grateful for the honor which you have given me. Of the environment in the world where we have UNEP in Nairobi.
Ũndũ naguo ũgĩtũma aikari aingĩ a Central Kenya mone thirikari ta ya mathiganire thengia ya gwĩkĩra President Ruto kura na gĩkĩro kĩnene. Marakara makĩmaine makĩerekerio kũrĩ atongoria arĩa kwa ihinda rĩmwe manekũra hacike moko-inĩ ma mũingĩ.
Agakinya hĩndĩ ya kũgetha akera mũthuriwe niĩ nĩ ngũra nĩ ngũcoka gwitũ ũcio nĩ kĩrimũ. Mũndũ ndũraga hĩndĩ ya magetha, mũtumia ũrĩa mũgĩ ũraga hĩndĩ ya mahanda akareka gacungwa goke
tithero twĩmũra tahana tarĩa ngĩ Jesu nĩrĩo rĩtwa rĩake nowe.
Nĩ ũndũ ũrĩa watwarĩrĩirie Rigathi wa Gachagua gwĩkora haceke mathiko-inĩ mwena wa Gesha Limuru, na oho akigirio kwaria mwena wa Murang'a igongona-inĩ rĩa Martin wa Janet. Jikaikanio gatagati ga thirikari na Rigathi na batoni yake yacũngĩrĩirie President Ruto kũgendera President wa tene Uhuru Kenyatta mwena wa Icaweri, na thutha ũcio agĩtabania mogarũrũku ndundu-inĩ ya minista kwa ihinda rĩa kerĩ mwaka-inĩ ũmwe, akĩrehe ateti a tene na arĩa nĩ athiritũ a hakuhĩ a Uhuru ndundu-inĩ ya minista.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Asante sana. Asante. Thank you for nyama. Karibu sana bwana.
Development docket, a portfolio with its fair share of controversies, among them the fertilizer scandal. Lee Kinyanjui, Nakuru County's second governor, has been absorbed by President William Ruto and nominated to lead the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry. The president has also brought to his side Kiambu County's pioneer Governor William Kabogo to lead the Ministry of Information, Communications and the Digital Economy. Kipchumba Murkomen, who was redeployed to the Ministry of Sports in the last changes, is again redeployed to the influential Ministry of Interior and National Administration, a key Ruto confidant who takes up the role previously held by Deputy President Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki. And for the third time, Salim Mvurya moved to the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, and will take Kenya into the AFCON 2027 unless there is another redeployment. President William Ruto's harsh critic on revenues and management of the country's coffers, and former Laikipia County Governor Ndiritu Muraidhi, will chair the board of directors at the Kenya Revenue Authority. Muraidhi's predecessor, Anthony Mwaura, has been named the chairperson of the board of directors at the Kenya Rural Roads Authority. Former Muranga County Senator Kembi Gitura has been named the chairperson of the board of directors at the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital. He replaces Professor Olive Mugenda, who resigned following protests against her leadership at the facility. Other changes include Margaret Nyambura, who has been serving as the ICT Cabinet Secretary. She has been stripped of her cabinet role and appointed as Kenya's High Commissioner to Canada. Former Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba has been appointed as Kenya's permanent representative to the United Nations Environmental Programme, Nairobi office. Ambassador Dorothy Angote has been appointed as the High Commissioner to Zimbabwe, and former Agriculture Livestock Development CS Dr. Andrew Karanja has been stripped of his cabinet post and appointed to ambassadorial position to Latin America's biggest economy, Brazil. The nominations of cabinet secretaries, high commissioners, ambassadors and permanent representatives are subject to parliamentary approval, with the House scheduled to return from recess in February 2025. Ayub Abdikadir, Citizen TV.
Thigithigi ici ciothe cigithiaga na mbere, kanithana urekorire haceke urumirira kuruta mahitia thirikari na oho kurega kwamukira mihothi kuma kuri president na batoni yake.
In the recent past, with very little response from the government. Despite the calmness we are experiencing, there is a lot of anxiety, and most people are losing trust in the government. Consequently, we raise these important observations and concerns that should be addressed.
According to a statement on adherence to directives on political donations to the Catholic Church, issued by the Most Reverend Metropolitan Archbishop Philip Anyolo, and I quote, "The donations made to Soweto Catholic Church on Sunday 17th November 2024 are in violation of the Catholic Church directive and the law. These include the Governor of Nairobi's donation of 200,000 shillings to the Parish Choir and Parish Missionary Council, the President's donation of 600,000 shillings to the Parish Choir and the Parish Missionary Council, and 2 million shillings for the construction of the Father's House. These funds will be refunded to the respective donors. Furthermore, the promised additional 3 million shillings for the construction of the Father's House, as well as the donation of a parish bus by the President, are hereby declined.
Mwaka utanainama beũ njĩthĩ na arĩa makoretwo magĩthondeka tũbica twa kũmenereria thirikari nĩ manyitĩtwo mĩgwate, ũndũ ũrĩa mũingĩ ũmenereirie na njĩra nene ona kumũrũrũka na gũtabania mĩrũrũngano.
Shop last Saturday. In a day of protest, the residents led by the area MP camped at Embu police station, where they gave police a 24-hour ultimatum to release Mwangi or deal with daily protests in the area. Activists in Nairobi who have condemned the recent abductions have announced 30th December as the day for the mother of all demonstrations against abductions in the country.
For the better part of Friday, Embu town was a no-go zone. Angry residents came out in large numbers to protest the abduction of one of their own, Billy Mwangi. They lit bonfires along the roads to express their displeasure with the recent cases of abductions witnessed in the country. Business operators were forced to close their business fearing looting. The crowd led by Manyata MP Gitonga Mukunji later marched to Embu police station to seek answers from the area officers who have been investigating the kidnapping for a week now.
Tunataka kujua mmefikisha wapi ripoti ya Billy Mwangi. Hatuna maneno mengi. Tunataka ripoti kamili ya mahali Billy Mwangi yuko, alichukuliwa na nani na hako wapi.
Wale watu wamemchukua hatuwajui na ile serikali inafanya ni jitihada ya kutafuta hii watu ile ni watu.
Residents have given police a 24-hour ultimatum to produce Mwangi, failure to which they will hold protests until one of their own and other Kenyans are reunited with their families. The abductions have also caught the eye of human rights organizations who are calling for countrywide demonstrations next week to demand the abductees' release. Activists who have put the number of those abducted in 2024 at over 90 people want an end to cases of abductions.
We join all patriotic Kenyans in calling for nationwide protests on Monday, the 30th of December 2024, to demand for justice and accountability. The streets are indeed calling.
Who is abducting Kenyans? If it is not the police, if it is not NIS, if it is not the DCI, then who is abducting Kenyans? And are we saying that the government is unable to arrest criminals who are disfranchising the rights of Kenyans?
The Law Society of Kenya, which has condemned the recent abductions in the country, has urged families of those abducted to furnish them with comprehensive information regarding the incidents to enable them initiate legal proceedings. They have also promised to facilitate advocacy at both national and international forums to hold perpetrators accountable.
Setea Muteti, say their names. Setea Kavuli, say their names.
Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Setea Mwema, say their names.
NHIF nirakorirwo igithegio na mutaratara mweru wa SHA kurehwo ni mutaratara uria thirikari itirekereirie kuri muingi indi andu aingi makiaga kuiyukia kuona matirahotauko wega.
Is a growing concern and tensions within the health sector in the country. You know, stakeholders continue to grapple with the transition from NHIF to SHIF. From where you stand as chairperson of RUFA, where does the problem lie?
Okay, so thank you for having me. So we have a couple of problems. Well, one is the issue of payments to providers. As you are aware, when we passed the law, SHA inherited all the liabilities of NHIF as well as the assets. So one of the things that worries us is the posture by SHA that the mess of NHIF cannot be transmitted to SHA. What I mean is this: it is pretentious to inherit the cups, the spoons, and the vehicles and say then those are good things, including the buildings. But then when it comes to the liabilities, you say, no, wait, we have a pending bills committee, you know, these are being... So the first problem is that...
SHIF na SHA cigithiaga na mbere gitanga kwa Tam Adani na kiria kirari kinengerwo kandarathi ya utambia wa thitima guku bururi-ini na uthondeki wa kiwanja kia ndege kia JKIA nigiekorire haceke moko-ini ma Kenya makiregana nake thutha mutheri ndeto cia ungumania ciegie wamukiri wa kandarathi mwena wa India cikiumbuka na gucungiria President Ruto gukanja kandarathi ya Adani guku bururi-ini undu uria anirire giikaro-ini kia bunge cieri.
Action. Accordingly, I now direct, in furtherance of the principles enshrined in Article 10 of the Constitution on transparency and accountability, and based on new information provided by investigative agencies and partner nations, that the procuring agencies within the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum immediately cancel the ongoing procurement process for the JKIA expansion public-private partnership transaction, as well as
ni mwaka uria ngoro nyingi cirainamire kurumirira ikuo cia andu mari gatũ gũkũ bũrũri-inĩ. Arĩ nĩ hamwe na mũnene wa jeshi General Francis Ogola.
Today, at 2:20 p.m., our nation suffered a tragic air accident in Sindar area, Keben location, Todd Division in Elgeyo Marakwet County. I am deeply saddened to announce the passing on of General Francis Omondi Ogola, the Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces.
Muteng'eri Kelvin Kiptum, muthaki wa volleyball Janet Wanja, Bishop Kiuna, amemerekia Jambi Koikai, Rita Tinina, TikToker Brian Chila, gatakati kagege. President wa tene wa America Donald Trump noguo aracokire thirikari-inĩ ta president na kuoya wathani kuma kuri Joe Biden uria woete wathani uyu kuma kuri mĩaka ĩna mĩhĩtũku.
But they just have to jump. Steve Kornacki, I just have to jump in. And you've been predicting this. We've been waiting for it. And we do have some breaking news from the decision desk. NBC News can now project that Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin, which means he is the winner of this race and will return to the White House as this country's 47th president. And for
magegania nĩ atĩ nyamũ ĩrĩa ĩregwatĩire ngoga nenda-inĩ nĩ ngĩrĩ na ĩrĩa ĩbatithĩtio King of Sahara kana Kasongo.
Kasongo yeye Mombali nanga Kasongo mbona wewe songa libala oh yeye Kasongo mbona wewe Mombali nanga
Kuma metha-inĩ ya mohoro ya TLTV turakwendithĩria mwaka wa 2025 ũtarĩ na nginĩia kĩmandaya maithori kana ituanda. Niĩ njĩtagwo Peter Pass.